Educational leaders like to remind, especially local public, that we're in a crisis, because we're going to have to lay off teachers. Those pink slips are coming unless we do something. Can we please vote at the town meeting for that warrant to increase the school budget? Anybody ever been in a meeting like that? Okay, I was at one last year for a new school building that failed in our town because it was framed as a crisis, because if that tile fell off and hit the kid on the head, it would be disastrous. So what do people do when they're in a crisis? What do they want to do, especially when they're with loved ones? Do they want to hunker down and fix the crisis? Do they run to the kitchen sink to fill the bucket with water to throw out the burning attic? No, they get the heck out of there. And that's what people want to do when you frame things as a crisis. It pushes buttons around individualism and individual security, and it leads them to a very familiar place, which is back to the basics. This is over and over again come out when we frame things as a crisis, when we talk about incremental change, when we talk about the problem being the kids or the parents or the teachers, they follow this path. But there's an alternative path. It turns out that when we remind people, because Americans have real strong values. Americans love individualism. They also love future preparation, and they love justice. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So future preparation. And we've initiated a process where we're trying to host dozens and dozens of communities around the region in investigating this and starting with the idea. Because you know what? When you ask people, what do you need for your community and your family members to prepare for the future, they will tell you. They will talk about the complex skills we talk about. They will move beyond the basics. They'll talk about the new basics that involve collaboration and problem solving. This just pours out of them when it's framed properly. If you frame it as a crisis, they'll tell you that you need the basic skills just to survive. When we frame things as future preparation, they immediately go to a place of another strong value, which is fairness. So everybody really ought to have a fair opportunity, and that can lead the conversation to one about renovation and changing things. So it's not as simple as this. I'm not giving you a complete primer on it. This is theory moving into practice, but we face an opportunity to take leadership, to change the nature of the conversation, to build alliances, to strengthen our work, and to build demand for the kind of change we have and we must have in our country.